right triangle theorem. Right triangle theorem states that in a right triangle, the altitude drawn to the hypotenuse divides the triangle into two right triangles that are similar to each other and to the given right triangle. So the altitude stated here that, so let us consider this figure. We have the right triangle B, A, B, C. And if we draw in altitude, which is this line, this is from the vertex of our to our line segment AC. So this is what we call the altitude. So when we say, what have you observed with this figure? Is, uh, is this the same with the figure that we tackled last week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it is still the same, no? So when we are going to separate this right triangle, do we have, or can we create a new triangle or new right triangle? Okay, in this theorem, we could say, or we could create a two right triangle. So we have this original one. This is just the same. And if we are going to separate this one, we could create a smallest right triangle and a largest right triangle. Still, they have the same angle, which is 90 degrees, right? So, do you have any question with this uh, slide, class?
None, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed. And now, since this is still a theorem, okay, let's prove this theorem if this is correct. So we have a triangle ABC is similar to our triangle ADB and similar to our triangle BDC. So let's prove this if this is true. So at this point, we're going to prove first our original triangle and our smaller triangle or our smallest triangle, right? So we have here the reason and the statement. First, our triangle ABC is right angled at B. So we have a original triangle that is an angled at 90 degree, same with your smallest triangle. So this is our given. And now the measurement of our ABC, this one, ABC is angled at 90 degree. Then our BD, this one, BD is what we called our altitude, which is drawn at the point from the vertex of our B to our hypotenuse, this one. So muna siya atong gitawag nga altitude. Fourth is the measurement of our angle ABD, which is our smallest triangle, is still a 90 degree, right? So this is according to the definition of an altitude. The fifth is, so since we have a 90 degree, both our original and our smallest triangle has 90 degree, then we can assure that the angle ABC, this one, the angle ABC is congruent to angle ADB. So this angle here. Now, our angle A is just equals to our angle A. So, kung imuhang angle diri is just equal. Next, our triangle ABC is similar to our triangle ADB. So that is according to our AA triangle similarity theorem. So we have proved here that our angle, our two triangle, which is the original, and our smallest triangle is just the same or similar, right? So at this moment, we're going to prove um, the uh, two triangle, which is the bigger, the original and the bigger or largest triangle. So first, we still have the measurement of our angle BDC, which is this, is still 90 degree or degrees. Then second, our angle ABC, this one, ABC, is congruent to our angle BDC. Still have 90 degrees, right? And our angle A is just equal to our angle A, which is according to reflexive property. And then our angle ABC is, our triangle ABC is similar to our triangle ABD, BDC. Therefore, we prove here that our original triangle is just similar to our largest triangle. So at this moment, we prove that all our triangle is just similar. That was according to our transitive property. So since we have proved now that our triangles are just similar, then we could create a proportion, right? So this one, or the first one, we could create a proportion between the original triangle and the smaller triangle cut out. So these two triangle, we could create a proportion. First, we have here the AB over AD, AB, okay, AB over AD is just equal to our BC, BC over DB, and equal to our AC over AB. Because, as what I have said, all the sides are proportion. Okay, here, this figure here states that we could create a proportion between the original and the bigger or the larger triangle cutout. As what? Same process to our kuan. Ito ganina, we have the AB over BD is equals to BC over DC and equals to our AC over AB. And the last one, we could also create a proportion the between our two triangle cut out from the original. So these two, since all of this triangle is just similar, then we could still create a proportion, which is AD over BD is equals to DB over DC and equal to AB over BC. So now, uh, do you understand where this coming from? All the proportion? Do you have no idea on how to create a proportion? Class? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Arlene, okay na ba? Nag-gets na ba ninyo?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now let's proceed to our example number 1. So let us try to solve the unknown parts of this right triangle. Okay, here. So our figure here, the triangle A, we have this triangle A, BC, that is angled to our B. So in here, first is we are going to separate this through this original triangle. So how could you separate this one? You just based on their based on their you just based on their angle. So this ADB, we have here the right triangle. Kani diri, muni ang atong angle. So diri ta mag-base. So we have the, kung imong ituyok lang siya, so we have this the triangle A, D, B with an angle of still right triangle where we have 90 degrees. So if you have the if you have now separate this original triangle into the smallest and the biggest triangle, then we can find the value of our x and y now, right? So first step is we're going to create a proportion. From here, this is a original triangle between the original triangle and the smallest triangle cut out. So we have this proportion AB over AD is equals to BC over DB and AC here over AB. So we are just we're going to substitute all the given value. Then we have now AB over AD 5 here, the 5 over 3. So we have 5/3. Another one, ABC over DB. This one, we have 20 over X. And last one, 3 plus 8, 3 plus Y. So here, the 3 plus Y. Okay. The 3 plus Y is our AC. And AB is, we have 5. This one. So again, we're going first to get the value of our X here. So we could use the first pair of our ratio. So dili na to lisod-lisod na tong kaugalingon, no? So we're going to use this first ratio, first pair of ratio. So let's do this. Use the first pair of ratio to get the value of our X. To find the value of our X, we're going to cross multiply, right? Just cross multiply since we have now substitute. So the given value. So now we have 5x is equals to 3 times 20 over 3. Again, we are going, the next step here is we are going to simplify. Yes, simplify. We have 5x of, is equals to 20. So, find the value of our x through dividing both sides by 5. Para x na lang mabilin diri, right? So, we have, excuse me, we have 5x over 5 is equals to 20 over 5. Then, our x is equals to 4. Excuse me. Okay, since we have now the value of our x, right now we are going to find the value of y, right? So we have here to substitute the value, substitute the given value using the first ratio and the last ratio. So here, substitute, we have 5 over 3 is equals to 3 plus y over 5. Then, cross multiply again. You just cross multiply. So we have 5 times 5 equals 25 is equal to 3 times 3 plus y. So we put quantity here because this is multiply. So this is not the same. If you're going to write this one as 3, 3, then 3 plus y, this is wrong class, right? Because this is a we are going to use the multiplication property here. So we have now 25 equals 3 times 3 plus y. So simplify using or apply the subtraction property of inequality. We have to subtract both side by 9 and subtract both side by 9. Then we have 25 minus 9 kay makancel naman ni siya duha. And then 3y babilin. We have 25 minus 9 is 16 and equal to 3y, then divide both side by 3. So we are going to divide both side by 3. Then our y becomes 3 over 16 over 3. So we have now the value of y. So if you are not sure with your answer, so what would be your step? You can check it using your original proportion. You just simply substitute all the given values, including your x and y. We have here simply substitute all the given value. We have a over 5 is equals 5 over 3. It's just 5 over 3. Then substitute BC, which is our 20 here, which is 20 over 3. Then simplify all your answer. We have 5 over 3 is equals to 5 over 3 is equals to 5 over 3. So this means that our value of our x, which is 4, and our value of our y, which is 16 over 3, is correct, right? So therefore, our value of our x and y is correct. Now let's go to our example number 2. Okay, here consider your figure. This figure, we have triangle S E A. We have this triangle. Still, it is a right triangle because it has an angle of 90 degree. So our given here is RSE. So this one, the measurement of RSE is 13. First, we are going to simply separate this original triangle. So we create a new triangle, which is the smallest and the smallest and the largest triangle. Now, by this, we could now know what would be the given value, or what would be the value that we are going to use. We are going to find. First, let's we could use here the original triangle, this one, the original triangle and the bigger triangle. So based sa akong gingon ganina nga natay ways to create a proportion. So in here, we are going to use the original triangle and our larger triangle. So we could create a proportion SA over SY is equals to EA over YA is equals to SE over SA. So, to find the value of our x, we have just simply substitute this value. So, in here, we are going to use the second proportion and the last proportion since we are going to find a value of our x. So, simply just substitute. We have 5x over 5 over x is equals to 13 over 12. Then cross multiply, right? So cross multiply, we have 60 is equals to 13 times x. So we are going to divide both sides by 13 to get the value of our x. Then we have to cancel this one. Then we have 60 over 13. So here we have now find a value of our x. So the next step, we are going, since we have now the value of our x, we're going to find a value of our z. So in here, we have to use the different ratio. The third ratio and the first ratio. Just substitute the value. We have 12 over z is equals to 13 over 12. Then, cross multiply. We get 12 times 12 is 144 is equals to 13z. Again, we are going to divide both sides by 13. So we have the value of z, 144 over 13. We are going to find since tulo man nato ang value nga dapat kwaon. Na natay x which is 60 over 13, na natay z which is 14 over 13. Then, last, we are going to find the value of our y. So, we have here, given the SA. Sa ato ang figure last time, last slide, we have here, natay figure nga SE. SE, and naatay altitude diri. So, ato ang gikan diri to diri na atay measurement nga y. And gikan diri padulong diri na ay measurement nga z. So, the SE, we have also given nga SE is equals to 13. So, is this right, class, that we have SE is just equal to z plus y? Correct ba siya, class? Since ato ang measurement, overall measurement sa SE here is 13. Is this correct? Equal ba atong 13 sa sum sa atong z and y? So to find the value of our y using this formula, we have now 13 is equals to z plus y. Then substitute because you have your value of your z. Namoy value sa z which is 144 over 13. Okay, using this formula, 13 is equals to z plus y. So substitute your z, which is 144 over 13 plus y. So we are going to subtract both side by 144 over 13. So why do we need to subtract both side by 144 over 13? This is to para makancel nato ni and y na lang ang mabilin. Right? So, we get now kani ano siya 13 minus 144 over 13 is equals to 25 over 3. Right? Now, let's proceed to our next way or process. So, since we have now our value of our y, which is 25 over 13, and our value of our z is 144 over 13, and our value of our x is 60 over 13. Then, to check these all values, we are going to just substitute to our proportion, right? Para ma-check na to kung tama ba. And here, we have SA, so according sa ito figure ganina, we have 12 over z. So, substitute our z. We have 144 over 13. And then 5 over x. Our x is 60 over 13. And our just copy 13 over 12. So, in here, we could simplify. So, we can simplify here this since we have a since we have a whole number and a fraction, so in dividing this whole number and a fraction, we simply multiply by 12 times the reciprocal of our 14 over 13. So we have this 13 over 144. So 13 over 144, we have, using your calculator, 13 times 12, we have 156 over, just copy your denominator, we have 144. Now, 156 divide 144 is just 13 over 12. So, kung magamit mo og calculator, we could have this value 13 over 12. So, same process as here. We have also a fraction in a whole number. Okay. Ibaliktad ni mo or we have here the 5 over 1. So, this 5 over 1 is still a whole number. 5. So get the reciprocal of our 13 over 60 over 13. So we have here this 60 over 13. We have 13 over 13 over 60. So to get this, we have to just copy the denominator and 13 times 5. So we have 13 times 5 is equals to 65. Now, we could we could simplify this one. So 65 divide 16, we have okay, tama ba? 13 times 5, 65 divide 60 day. 60 day ni siya. 60 is equals to 13 over 12. Still, since we have get the same answer, we have 13 over 12 is equals to 13 over 12, then equals to 13 over 12, then all of our value, the x, y, and z are correct. Okay, here we have the second topic or our lesson number 5, the Pythagorean theorem, where it states that in a right triangle, the square of the length of our hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of our two legs. So okay, this means that if we have a right triangle where this one is C and A and B, our hypotenuse, this one, the square of our hypotenuse is just equal to the sum of the square of our legs. So, this one. So, we could create a formula. We have C squared is equals to A squared plus B squared. So, this is according to our Pythagorean theorem. So, now let's prove this theorem. So, we have the statement. So, the triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADB, similar to triangle BDC. So, that was according to right triangle similarity theorem. So, now the second one is AB over AD is equals to AC over AB. Then BC is equals to DC is equals to AC over BC. So this is still according to our figure last in our first figure of my PowerPoint na dito. So this is the still this one is the original to smaller cut out the proportion, and the original to bigger cut out. So again, through the reason of fundamental law of proportion, we could get this expression. So we have to just simply cross multiply this one. So we have AB times AB, we have AB squared is equals to AC times AD. Then and the second one, we have we are going to still cross multiply this one. So we have BC squared is equals to AC times DC. And then simply by using the addition property of inequality, we have now AB squared plus. So we have this plus here. So AB squared plus BC squared is equals to AC times AD, this one, time plus AC times DC, this one. So again, the next step here is by common monomial factoring. So get the factor of this one. So we have AC times AD plus DC. Still copy in the left side. Copy this one. And then we have AD plus DC is equals to AC. So this one is according to the segment addition postulate. And still, so we can now have AB squared because just copy this one. AB squared equals to BC squared is equals to AC squared. So this becomes our this becomes our Pythagorean theorem formula. So the AB squared plus BC squared plus AC squared. So using the symmetric property, we could simply ibaliktad rin siya. Symmetric property. We have AC is equals to AB squared is AC squared is equals to AB squared plus BC squared. So this is now the proof that our Pythagorean theorem is just AC squared is equals to AB squared plus BC squared. So here we have our example number 1 using the Pythagorean theorem. Let us solve for x and y. Okay, here we have now the original triangle, and this one is our smaller triangle and our larger triangle. So to find the value of our x, we simply use this triangle. So we have now copy A ADB or the triangle ADB. We have here 5 times 5 is 25 is equals to 3 times 3, 9 plus x squared. So we have to apply subtraction property of inequality. So we have now 25 minus 9 is equals to x squared. So 25 minus 9 is equal to, okay, 16. So we have now 16 is equals to x squared. So muna na bata dili pa. Dili pa no? Kay kuha man nato tong value sa x, then we have to square root. So we have square root 16 is equals to square root of x squared. Then our value of our x here is square root of 16 is 4. So in here we have our value of our x which is 4. So nanatay value sa x here which is 4. So again, let's proceed now. So the square of the length of hypotenuse, which is 5 units, must be equal to the sum of the square of our length. So here, so can I ask, what is the expression or what is the how do you translate this into expression, the sum of the square of x and 3? Is this correct, class? Is this correct? Is this the sum of the square of x and 3? This is wrong, because the sum of the square of x and 3 is this one. This is how to express or how to translate of the sum of the square of x and 3. So we have x squared plus 3 squared, right? So now, since nakuha naman nato atong value sa x ganina, which is 4, then we you can only accept here the positive. So dili nato siya pwede accept ang negative. Therefore, atong value sa x is 4.